Good evening, everyone. Anthony Wall Street Trader, 6:33 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on January 13th, 2003. This is not financial advice, it's educational. Click the subscribe and the bell. Thumbs up, hit the share button, and why not? Go to Twitter. Check me out on Wall Street Trot 12. In the meantime, before we get started, we're going to talk about HOLO Chain. But what I'd like to know is which videos would you like me to cover specifically around cryptos and stocks? If you have any ideas on preferably the more higher volume stocks, folks, I'll be happy to cover them. Just add them in the comments below the video right here on YouTube. Anyway, let's move forward into the market. Hollow US dollar is at 1783. We're not doing too bad at all. In fact, we're doing exactly what we thought we might do yesterday. In yesterday's video, we said we might hit this spot around 1735 or so. And this is the intermediary point, and we kind of shot straight up. We're at 1782. Next target is all the way up here at 1914. And then after that, there's a bigger one. But let's get over 1910 before we get all giggly. In the meantime, let's go over to hot Bitcoin. Just a refresher. Real quick refresher for everybody. We're going to we've looked at hot US dollar. Let's look at hot Bitcoin because this is what we want to see. This is the real strength. Bitcoin going up, yeah, it helps hot US dollar out, but it's not the real individualized meaning of hollow in terms of its strength. So we need to see hollow to Bitcoin go up, and I think there's a reason why. And this is more hollow specific, right? Right here. This is the hollow Bitcoin or the inner strength of hollow, specifically about hollow. Now, this bad boy right here is around the time they are going to release their beta release. They've had an alpha release, they got a pre-beta release, all that stuff. But the real meaning of a beta release, the real beta release comes out right around Jan. I think that's when you're going to start to see this thing he and haw, and hopefully that will give it enough thrust to get us over this resistance line. This is the point that we need to make that happen. If I zoom out a little bit, this has been a long journey down, as you can see. Let me put my auto on. So as you can see all the way back here at our heights, it's back in April 2021. We've just been trolleying down this line. We are so close to the end of this intersection that something's going to happen, folks. It's either going to go blazing higher, hopefully not blazing lower, but there is a possibility of that too. So please risk manage, folks. Let's move into the benchmark Bitcoin. By the way, we're at 89, e to the ninth, e to the negative ninth. I couldn't even remember how many digits that is but after the decimal. But I can tell you right now, we should really want to break this 92. The bar is getting easier though because this number is coming down. But again, we have a few days out till we get about a couple of weeks out before we get to that beta release. And that's where I expect this thing to project upward. But let's look at Bitcoin. This is really the story. It's been the story. If you look over to the right, you see Bitcoin US dollar up 5.5%. You look at hot Bitcoin up 1.5%. You almost add them together and you get the US dollar pair. So we're really far up there. We're at 19,872. I think we're going to go much higher than that for a couple of reasons, and we're going to zoom out, make sure you can see it. But as you can see up here, I think the first little struggle bus hits us around the 22,000 change level. Further up, I think we can go up to as high as 29,000. This is the 22 spot. And let's go further up. Right around here is the 29 area. I think we could easily hit this right in this area, in this neck of the woods where we've had support and resistance coalescing. Support back here, resistance over here. It could be 29 to 30,000. First, we got to break this point here. These are two intersecting areas of resistance. This is going to be a little harder to get through. This is one area of resistance, as you can see down here, and then one bigger, longer one, actually almost the same one, right over here. So we got to get through these two. We've already broken this one. That's a great sign for crypto, especially for Bitcoin, and we'll see where that goes. In the meantime, let's go over to Bitcoin dominance, and wow, we continue to dominate. Shorter term view of this thing Yesterday we were 42. We just continue to skyrocket. This thing's hitting it right out of the park. I mean, right now we're at around 42.73. Yesterday this was around 42 on the button. I think altcoins typically follow the rally of Bitcoin. That's how this works. It's cyclical. You have Bitcoin rally, then you're going to see altcoins start to rally, especially when you see charts like this with Bitcoin dominance starting to go up, market's starting to look good. This is the month. This is the month, folks, in my view, that we're going to see the rally. We've been saying it since I started these videos earlier in the month, and I maintain that view unless I'm otherwise proven wrong. But right now, between now and sometime early mid Feb, we will start to feel a little bit pain then. But right now, I think 3 weeks out, I think we're in good shape, and it's perfect for Hollow because in Hollow, we've got this thing coming out before the end of Feb, and this is what we want to see. We want to see this thing in motion before we start to see a macro turbulence in the market. So good signs all above, especially for the technology these guys provide. Let's see how this bad boy works out. But in the meantime, just make sure if you have any cryptos or stocks, add a comment below the video. Happy to do them. Just please keep the ones that you're going to propose as ones with reasonable volume would be very helpful. As you know, as you may know, charts are generally hard to you get a good view on. Technicals sometimes don't come out the way they should when you have a very low volume stock or low volume crypto. In any event, either way, have a great day, everyone. We'll catch up soon.